Good morning. Welcome to another daybreak. I am the Sultan of Silver. You're going to have a great day today. The weather is changing. Shifts are taking place. You're getting unstuck. The log jam is breaking up. It's happening, I know it. Let's talk about some things. I took a poll. I said pick one, a feminist or a sex bot. Feminists got 14%, sex bots got 86%. So it looks like that feminists just feministed themselves out of business. Because more than 3/4 of the men that replied to this poll want nothing to do with a feminist and would rather be with a life-size doll than be with a feminist. And the first sex bot brothels have opened up in Italy, Amsterdam, and there's one opening up in Texas. I don't care how much of a nerd you are. That's weird. I don't care how bad you've been burned by a woman. That's weird. It's odd. I know you don't want to take it out to dinner. I know you're tired of whining and dining women with no reward. I know they're all out after just your money and you know what? You're a nerd. And rather than zigging when society and culture zags, you're just cashing out. Sex bot brothels are going to become a thing. It's a Blade Runner world. It's a Stepford wife world now. We're getting very, very close to that with AI, with singularity. I look at certain people who've just kind of given up. It's like the guy that said, you know what? I'm tired of trying to lose weight. I'm just giving up. That's it. Donuts for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. Because he just couldn't lose weight. Well, you know what? He didn't do the work. That's why I tell you, do the work. Become the best version of yourself. Well, I was the best version of myself. I was married for so many years. I did everything I was supposed to do. When you started riding a bike when you were a kid, did you ride it perfect the first time? No. You kept trying, even after you fell. No, I'm not saying keep getting married until you get it right. I'm not saying get married at all. But don't give up on something because you fail a few times. Now, you got to realize the world that you're playing in. When you know the rules, you can play the game better. That's what the red pill lens is all about. Red pill lens. You see the world as it is, not how you dream it to be. No fairy tale, storybook. Whenever I talk to people who got out of Dodge and followed their dreams, their only regret was that they wished that they did it when they were younger. It's not the perfume that you wear. It's not the ribbons in your hair. The Cars, 1978. When I was a kid, I used to pray every night for a new bicycle. Then I realized that the Lord, in His wisdom, didn't work that way. So I just stole one and then asked Him to forgive me. Emo Phillips. Social media rule number 1. Would you be friends with them in real life? Can you picture them sitting in your kitchen having coffee with you, or meeting them out for a drink and having a nice conversation? If not, delete. This whole thing of these connections, friends, connections, likes, hearts, thumbs up, thumbs down, the language of social media is so different than real life. You are connected with people on Facebook that you would never be friends with in real life. Why are you inviting them into your life? And why are you showing them what you had for breakfast? Isn't social media more for me, for family? A lot of my family is on it, and it's nice to, I'm in touch with my family. I see what my extended family is doing. So when I do see them, it's like, wow, you know, I remember when you got that car, or oh my gosh, I remember when that son of yours was only this big, now he's this big. And that's a neat thing when it comes to family. But in everyday life, people requesting to, why can't people come up to you in person and request friendship? You would think that's weird, right? But you do it every day on social media. You accept friendship, or what is called friendship. It's odd. It's very odd. And what it's almost like the dating world, when you're out there swiping, looking at profiles. It's easy to click like, thumbs up, I want to meet them, swipe left, swipe right. But it's harder. And because of all that, it's now harder for us to approach a person. How many men can actually approach a woman and ask her out, or communicate his intentions in person without having to play a game, without having to like come up with pickup lines, without having to seem clever? That's rare now, isn't it? That's why relationships are rare now. Because you were always one mouse click or one swipe away from being replaced, no matter who you are. I got 99 problems, but nailing 95 theses to a church door in Wittenberg, Germany ain't one of them. Martin Luther. If you meet online, you're going to break up online. You'll be replaced online. And the biggest way that you are in a slumber is that you deny that and that you argue it. You need to approach everything. Wake up out of your slumber, approach everything with your eyes wide open. I know you want to believe different, so do I. I want to fly and become invisible too. But that's not the way the world is. What you believe is wrong. Gentlemen, in the 60s and 70s, women wore clogs, jeans, and a simple sweater. Very, very sexy. Ladies, make clogs great again. The most beautiful, intelligent, accomplished women I know are MAGA, and I know a lot of women. My fellow digital nomads and content creators and YouTubers, have you ever noticed that the people closest to you are your biggest critics and adversaries? Because they view anyone who spends time at their computer or on their phone as wasting time, or just being involved in social media or just playing games? Could it be time for a purge or a move out? Alcoholics. They are the biggest energy vampires and cockblocks in your life. Being around them is like leaving the dome light on in your car. It slowly drains the battery until it's dead, and then the engine can't even turn over. That's what's happening to you. You're slowly being drained. Everybody gets lucky breaks every day. So what you need to be is a lucky break detector. The wrong way of thinking. We can't go for a walk, it's raining. The right way of thinking. Wow, it's raining. Get your raincoat and let's go for a walk. Just Google NFL player assaults girlfriend or wife. Google that phrase, NFL player assaults girlfriend or wife. I say take a knee for the girlfriends and the wives with cuts, bruises, broken bones, smashed faces. Turn off the TV and think how many books that you can read in the next few months. Don't you like a rather foggy day in the woods in autumn? You shall be perfectly warm sitting in a car. I never heard of anyone liking a fog and rain before. All three people got in the car. That's why Camilla and I got married. We both like weather. Not this or that kind of weather, but weather. It's a useful taste if you live in England. How did you ever learn to do that, Mr. Deniston? Said Jane. I don't think I should ever have learned how to like the rain or snow. It's the other way around. Everyone begins as a child by liking weather. You learn the art of disliking it as you grow up. Notice on a snowy day, the grown-ups are all going about with long faces, but look at the children and the dogs. They know what that snow is made for. I'm sure I hated wet days as a child, said Jane. That's because the grown-ups kept you in, said Camilla. Any child loves rain if they're allowed to go out and play in it. C.S. Lewis, That Hideous Strength. Oh, I have an idea. Let's start a barber shop that serves beer, has a sports theme, and sports playing on flat screen TVs. We'll have sexy girls with cleavage cut your hair and laugh at all your jokes. Because that's what all men want, right? Insert vomiting sound now. People will pay more for a transformation than for a transaction. Instagram is like having a front row seat to watch a train wreck. It's like a timeline of bad decisions that people make. The new boyfriend, the yoga pose, the new tattoo, the diet, the new piercing, girls' night out. I'm lonely tonight. Here's me and my dog. Here's me and my cat. People suck. All in a slideshow. I taught a course called Futurism. I contended that the future was determined by science fiction writers. Example, space travel and rockets were written about by fiction writers long before it ever really happened. Another example, the Stepford Wives. Men creating compliant happy, always in a good mood, synthetic, robotic, AI wives. What used to be fiction is now real. Wait till sexbots can make sandwiches. All you women are going to be in trouble then. The only thing immoral about eating would be cannibalism, killing somebody and eating them. Otherwise, eating anything is fine. All these people moralizing me about eating meat and their reasons for plant-based life. It's an eating disorder called veganism. It's never about health. It's always about political stuff and spiritual stuff that has no basis in reality. Creation is here for me. I don't worship creation. I don't worship the earth. It's here for me. It exists for me, not me for it. I'm a steward of it. I take care of it, but I don't worship it. I take care of it so it keeps providing for me. May I suggest playing bocce? I play it with men 30 years younger than me and 30 years older than me. Most of the time, I'm the baby on the court. My dad plays regularly, once a week. Sip wine, smoke cigars, talk shit with other guys, or not. It's fun, it's addicting, it's not social media, and it's time with men. Young and old. No requirements. No requirements. It's men showing up. Roll up the sleeves twice. Your sleeves come down to here. You roll them up once, twice to about mid-forearm. A nice watch, clean, well-groomed, moisturized hands, not to be confused with feminized hands. Women notice a man like that. It's the forearm and hand game that is so neglected. When you leave this earth, people are going to pick through your shit like scavengers. Most will be sold. Most of your stuff is going to be sold. Go out in the trash, and a few choice things will be taken. I have a friend that says the most valuable thing from her recently deceased mother was this. Her mom's hairbrush that still had her hair in it. Not the furniture, not the stuff hanging on the walls, not the stuff in storage. Her mom's hairbrush that had her hair in it was precious to her. I think that's cool. Choosing to be decisive is to choose peace in your life. There's peace in decisiveness. There's a couple different responses, actually 3 responses, when you are standing in front of a casket and someone is laid out. What a shock. What a shame. Wow, what a life. Which one will you be? I'm not quiet about the things that I like or don't like. You choose me and I choose you because of things that we have in common. If the non-common things outweigh the common things, then we can unchoose each other and move on. It's easy. It's like watching TV. If you don't like what's on the television, you change the channel. Simple. I'm not going to force you to watch anything. I'm not going to force you to eat anything. I'm not going to force you to believe anything. There are some that want to do that and keep you from talking about those things. You are to not let that happen. Because I'm not a sports guy, football season only means one thing for me. I lose half my sports fan friends for about 4 months. So that, for me, that means I go to more movies, plays, art shows, clubs, museums, and take more walks during game time. I like democracy and how it works. And I believe in America we do it quite well. It's the politics that I can't stand. To learn who rules over you, simply find out who you are not allowed to criticize. I cringe at even the sound of the word manscaping. There's just something so wrong about manscaping. I was a conservative long before I was a Republican. But know this, I dislike both parties equally. In this country, you're forced, in America, you're forced almost to choose between two. I love my country and its people, but I can't stand politics. I took a poll. I said, a woman's place is in, the choices were my arms or the kitchen. 48% said my arms. 52% said the kitchen. Natural selection happens. If you remove all the stuff that makes you grow, adapt, and evolve, then you create a society of jellyfish with no backbone. In retrospect, I am thankful for the hard times, for the bullies, for the divorce, for the breakups, for the heavyweights, for the lean economic times and the storms. They made me what I am today. In that time over at Johnny's place, well, this chick got up and she slapped Johnny's face. Man, we just fell about the place. If that chick don't want to know, forget her. Thin Lizzy, 1976. Have a great day.